Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Video shows cop drugging woman. A video of a policeman dragging a woman who appeared to be unconscious on the ground has been released on social media. Information reaching reporters are that the incident occurred in Hermitage St. Andrew. It, however, could not be ascertained when it occurred. Head of the St. Anne Central Police Division Senior Superintendent Marlon Nesbitt said he was not aware of the video or the incident. Upon being sent the recording, he said he was not able to identify if it was in fact in his division, but will seek to clarify this. It would be good if it is reported by those on hand when it occurred, SSP Nesbitt stated. Hamish Campbell, Assistant Commissioner of the Independent Commission of Investigations Indicom, said he was sent the video yesterday morning. Campbell said no report was made to his department. The almost minute-long video shows the cop pulling the woman by her hand and telling her to get up. Residents, upon hearing the commotion and seeing what was happening, began telling the policeman that the woman has a sickness. "You have to let her go till she cool off," a man shouted to the cop. "She have a sickness, you have to let her go." "So, why she a behave so?" the policeman asked, as dogs bark in the background. A man with a baby then walked up to the cop and began explaining. As he explains, another man walks up and starts complaining about how the policeman was treating his woman. He was chased away by the cop, who, using expletives, threatened to kick him. "Have to let her go. She have to go on the bed, go lay down," another man shouted. "She go lay down in the van back," the policeman countered. The video ends shortly after. Tablets donated to DCS to increase counseling sessions and virtual visits. Minister of State in the Security Ministry, Xavier Main, received a donation of tablets and headsets valued at over $200,000 from the Amber Group on behalf of the Department of Correctional Services at a handing over ceremony held at the South Camp Juvenile Remand and Correctional Center on Monday. During his first visit to the correctional facility, Main said the donation goes a far way to increase virtual visitation hours while enabling wards to tap into online counseling sessions, which are crucial to rehabilitation. While thanking the Amber Group, the minister said the tablets, which are approximately 10 inches, will go a far way in allowing our wards to have what we now call virtual visits. They can interact with their families, who continue in many instances to be a source of support and strength. But most importantly, the tablets will also allow for virtual counseling and enable wards to have the benefit of counseling sessions that will help them to develop and rehabilitate, Main added. Main called on other private sector companies to join and recognize the work of the DCS. "This is an opportunity to come on board and further the work of the DCS and help us become better resourced in what we do," he emphasized. Meanwhile, founder and CEO of Amber Group said the company is proud to contribute to the rehabilitation of wards. "On behalf of the group, we are extremely proud and honored to donate the tablets and headset to the South Camp Juvenile Correctional Center. I am certain the youths can put them to a good use and educate themselves and take greater responsibility within the society as they grow in life," he said. According to the Amber Group CEO, the company is a global software company founded on core humanitarian values and a solid belief in corporate social development. Juvenile Crisis. The majority of children in the country's juvenile correctional system are falling through the cracks of the educational system, according to a recent report from the Department of Correctional Services, DCS. Between January and December 2021, the DCS said of the 75 children who were on correctional order and enrolled in a public school, almost three-quarters, or 53 of them, were either expelled, suspended, or stopped going to school. The figures indicate that children who find themselves at odds with the law could be facing an educational crisis. The DCS says there is no established pathway for children under 18 to return to the public school system. A breakdown from the DCS shows that this was the case for all 23 who were at the South Camp facility, 11 out of 16 at the Royal Cobre High Security, formerly Top Hill Juvenile Correctional Center facility, and 19 out of 36 at the Royal Cobre Medium Security facility. The reasons the DCS said in a report to the Human Resources and Physical Development Parliamentary Committee on Wednesday at the Garden House are that the schools which the children usually attend may refuse to readmit them due to the very reasons that caused them to be absent from school. The department said there is no established pathway to return to the public school system for children under 18 years. A profile of the children admitted to the DCS in 2021 revealed that most were suspended or expelled from school or stopped attending classes. In some cases, the family is unwilling to receive the child in the household. Without family support and guidance, the child is left to survive independently, and in that situation, there is a high probability that the child will reoffend. In a bid to cauterize the matter of re-engaging the juvenile into public school system, the DCS urged the Education Ministry to resume full responsibility for delivering education to this group in the correctional system. It may be easier to reintegrate the children into the public school system upon discharge from DCS, as the teachers themselves could make the recommendations to have them returned, the department suggested. The Lieutenant Colonel, Gary Rowe, the department wants the Education Ministry to recruit and remunerate teachers, including specialists, to resolve the problems related to pay, as well as monitor and supervise the work of the teachers, thus removing the responsibility from the DCS. Further, it was pointed out that the correctional system is suffering from a severe shortage of teachers, which has hampered the provision of structured academic programs to juveniles, while its vocational training courses have failed to receive national certification due to the inability of the facilities to meet the necessary standards. Commissioner of Corrections Lieutenant Colonel Gary Rose said, if not fixed, it will harm to the rehabilitation efforts for reintegration of our children. The establishment speaks to our teachers being qualified at a certified level, but what we have found is that the wider qualification of teachers now graduating speaks to a bachelor's in science level, but the pay scale has not changed, so where we have a high attrition is among our teachers. Vacant posts remain unfilled for quite a long time, he explained. Between 2016 and 2018, 16 teachers left the job and now 30 out of 48 teaching posts are vacant. The prison boss explained that talks were held in 2020 with the Education and National Security Ministers to try to improve the salaries and allowances of correctional teachers to bring them in line with the salary packages of those in the regular school system, but those discussions stalled when the novel coronavirus hit. Separate and apart from the schools out here in the civilian world, the space that our teachers have to work with in the DCS, we believe some special consideration should be made as an incentive to encourage the right qualification to come and interact with our wards, the Commissioner stated. He explained that although the DCS has a formal arrangement with the Heart NSTA Trust, the infrastructure in the correctional facilities is badly in need of upgrading to meet the standards for vocational courses. There are certain trade skills that have to be practiced, and if we don't have the equipment, you can't say that you are qualified. Similarly, for mechanics, for welding, and so on, he stated, while stressing that wards are nevertheless continuously engaged despite the shortfalls. In the meantime, Deputy Commissioner of Rehabilitation and Probation Aftercare, Dr. Mark Thomas, insisted that the curriculum is parallel to that of the regular school system, although the DCS report says there is a lack of structured education system to deliver the standard education programs for the wards. We offer what we have because at no point should a child not be engaged. The issue we have is that we can't expand the offering that we have because of the absence of the teachers, so we turn our hand and make fashion. We utilize the teachers that we have, he stated. At the same time, there is no tracking system by the DCS for wards when they leave the system and reintegrate with the rest of the society. The members expressed grave concern about this gap, pointing out that basic tabs need to be kept in order to assess whether some wards may be moving on to big prison and by extension, the effectiveness of the juvenile rehabilitation process. Moreover, the DCS also recommended that new correctional centers be built and designed for the purpose of rehabilitation, as the current poor state of the buildings makes it difficult to deliver reformation programs. The building stock of juvenile institutions is old, outdated, and falling apart. None of the 4 centers were built for purpose, the DCS pointed out, noting that the Hilltop Juvenile Correctional Center, closed in October 2021, was a former military campsite. Metcalf Street's secure Juvenile Center was retrofitted from an existing building. The South Camp Juvenile Correctional and Remand Center for Girls is a former adult correctional center for males. And Kobe Juvenile Correctional Center, although built in the 1980s, was not designed to international standards, the report stated. DCS also noted that the electrical and plumbing network are in a state of disrepair, mainly due to aging and from tampering by the male wards. Boys often tamper with the roof, trying to escape, resulting in recurring expenses to fix the damage. Furthermore, it said the entrance door to all the dorms at RCJCC are in breach of the National Building Code, and that at the MSSJC, the dorms are windowless, resulting in poor ventilation. Other critical problems such as this and needs for more dormitory spaces to separate the younger children from the older ones to protect them from abuse, as well as disciplinary purposes, health reasons, and for holding or orientation of new admissions were outlined. Commissioner Rowe attributed this need for protection to bullying and children being from diverse backgrounds when asked by the committee if they were in gangs in the centers. Meanwhile, the submission outlined that medical services in the centers are also woefully lacking. The DCS said currently the medical team provides limited medical and dental care, and there is a great need for mental health support. At the moment, this is dealt with by 2 full-time psychologists and another 2 engaged in a sessional basis. Also, there are only 2 sessional psychiatrists scheduled to provide counseling to the population of between 190 and 200 children in the DCS. They prepare reports for the Children's Court, leaving little time to deal with the children, and while they are in custody, the children present with different types and levels of mental illnesses, including bipolar disorder, sleeping disorder, depression, and suicide intentions. Some have attempted to harm themselves and others. Most are subject to some form of sexual, physical, or verbal abuse prior to admission, the report stated. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.